Hello and welcome to a quick session on UPSC and State Civil Services examination preparation. My name is Rajkumar Mone and today I am going to talk about a very special subject that is offered in CSE main examinations. I have seen that a large majority of students preparing for the CSE exam often neglect this specific subject. They do not have a clear-cut strategy to prepare for this paper. They do not make special efforts to prepare for this paper. They do not practice past year questions or sample questions for this paper, and because of which they often score less marks than they could have ideally scored with a little bit of preparation. I have tried this on several students over the last many years, and I have seen the difference. The students who used to score in double digits have started scoring at least 20, 25 to 30 more marks with a very small, minute change in their strategy. The students who have put in more efforts have in fact been able to increase their marks to the range of 40 to 50 marks in this one single paper. Now, can you guess which paper I'm talking about? That's right, I am talking about the quintessential essay paper. The essay paper is such a good and such a special subject because it takes very little efforts to prepare, but it can give you very good results. The marks, the additional marks that you may score in this essay paper can in fact be the differentiator between not being called for the interview and finally being recommended for services under the civil services examination. So you see how important this paper is. Now, coming to the reasons why students neglect this paper, based on my conversations with several students over the past many years, I have been able to categorize the reasons into four broad categories. I have spoken to the students who have cleared the examination. I have spoken to students who have not been, unfortunately, been able to clear this examination. Nevertheless, the reasons are, as follows. First of all, many students do not know what exactly to study and how exactly to prepare. So this particular, reason falls under the category of lack of awareness. Students are just not aware what to do. Since they do not know what to study and how to prepare, they simply think that, well, dekha jayega, let me see, and then they keep postponing the preparation for this particular paper. The second reason is lack of time. Lack of time, of course, is there for everyone, for every student, and this applies to all the subjects. But why am I talking about lack of time here? See, the general studies papers 1, 2, 3, 4 require a lot of preparation, right? And so does the optional subject. The two papers of the optional subject also require a lot of preparation. So students mainly focus on these two, that is all the four general studies papers and the two optional subjects. There is another reason, sub reason why students only focus on the GS and the optional subjects, because the general studies and the optional papers have a clearly laid down syllabuses. So there are topics that they can take. They can say, well, I have studied this topic, I have completed this topic. But unfortunately, the essay paper does not have any specific, clearly laid out, well-defined syllabus, because of which students, again, as I mentioned earlier, do not know what exactly to study, right? So the lack of time is then, hounding the students, and they would want to make the most of the time that is available to them. Hence, they chase after the general studies and the optional subjects, right? The third reason is the perception. Sometimes I also would like to call this as overconfidence of some students, not all, that their writing skills are good, and when it comes to the main examination, when it comes to writing an essay, they will somehow, manage to write, two good essays on the day of the examination, since their general knowledge is good, since their general studies is good, and they simply have this confidence because perhaps during a previous attempt they may have scored good marks in the essay paper, or they may have heard from the toppers or the other students preparing for the exam that, well, essay does not need any specific preparation and so on and so forth. Well, to the students who have scored good marks during their previous attempts without any specific preparation, I would like to say, this has happened once. Pray that it happens again, but what if it doesn't happen again? What if you do not get the topics that you are familiar with, or because of the difficulty of the topics, because of the ambiguous nature of the topic, if you fumble during the exam, and what if you are not able to write a good answer? Hence, I would recommend that be prepared, right? The ones who do not want to prepare even after my warning, well, good luck to you. The fourth reason is that there's an assumption that GS and optional papers have, these two papers are scoring, these 6 papers in fact account for the largest number of marks, and hence if you focus on these subjects you will sail through. Of course, I am not saying that you should ever ignore, neglect the GS papers or the optional papers. You have to devote your ideal time to all these 6 papers, but at the same time, if you can take out some time, I'll discuss how you can do that and how much time is required to sort of gain mastery over essay writing in the next few minutes. So if you focus, keep your focus on the general studies and the optional papers, but at the same time take out some time on a daily basis, and this can be the least fruitful time, meaning the least active time of your day, while you're chatting with your friends, while you're probably reading your newspaper, or while you're studying the general studies topics. You can simultaneously keep preparing for this particular paper. I'll talk about all of this. So anyways, today I'm going to dispel all these myths that there is no need for preparing this exam for this particular paper, that one can easily score good marks despite not having studied, not having prepared specifically for this paper. Well, there could be students who might have good writing skills. They may have been good at writing right from their school days, and during their college days also they may have practiced writing a lot, or they might just be God gifted. They might have very good written skills, just like a lot of people have good oratorial skills. So again, good luck to them. But even such students, if you practice a little more, you can actually go ahead and score a whole lot of marks in this paper. There have been examples, there have been instances where candidates have scored as high as 160 plus, and there has been one candidate who has scored even 175 out of 250 marks in the essay paper. Now, these are not my students, but the point is, there have been students who have achieved such high marks. That means there is always a possibility of scoring very high marks. 150 plus can be an easily achievable target if you devote a little bit of time on preparing for this particular paper.